Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madden. Moving on, yes, to our video. Like a police witness who testified against Sergeant Russell Robinson. Yeah, Sergeant Russell Robinson, was a policeman that was selling arms, to criminals in East Kingston. He was arrested and charged by 5 police officers, and he had begged them to kill him. And this was the poster child for the police force back then. Unfortunately, people, Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. People who knew Sergeant Russell Robinson and a photograph of him, they don't want to share it with the Jamaica Young Police channel because they said that, we are anti-police. I didn't know that by exposing criminals, you're anti-police. So we don't care who's the guy, because we at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we hate criminals with a passion. And this police officer, Sergeant Russell Robinson, if he wasn't caught by the police officers then, imagine how many lives would have lost.
So this is the final part.
Because at the hands of this man who was behind the scene making crazy money.
Everything all started from one man, Sergeant Russell Robinson, who was at the Armory and Store in Kingston Eastern Police Division. It's on the same compound as Elliston Road Police Station. And this man, he was the supervisor of Constable Sheldon Sylvan Williams. And this policeman, this sergeant and the groundsman and others were involved in this nefarious thing, in which was selling guns, high-power weapons to criminals in Jamaica. And he was arrested and charged by police officers from Elliston Road Police Station. And they found 19 high-power rifles, M16, and other guns, and close to 10,000 rounds. Asked the police, begged the police officers to, not to arrest him, but they did not oblige, and it was a bad day, and it was a good day for the police force. And it goes to show you that, although corruption is within the police force, it's not every police officer is willing to ride along with it. But you would think that, the police officers who have done this job, that they would be rewarded as such, but nah, they weren't, nothing substantial, because he had, these police officers had stopped somebody's upper cart from moving forward. And you understand, because this man was the face of the police force. But that's how Jamaica is, And we at the Jamaica Young Police channel, at times, when we really look back and see where we're at as a people, those of us who are not involved in crimes, whether in Jamaica or in the diaspora, it's because of it's not the culture why we are not involved in crime. It's because we choose not to involve in, because we know that it's wrong. But as a people, we were cultured. Yes, we as a people were cultured to be criminal-minded people. And it started around 1972, and I say it without any apologies. In 1980, after, I don't care what all these fools want to say, in 1980, after Siaga won the election, things were coming back to the fore, where you have people in your family who were arrested for even wounding. People would shun them and stuff like that. And it was a different Jamaica. You could walk about, and informers were a good thing until they start using the music to promote it more. And that's how I reached this juncture. And so we're gonna continue the journey, and you're gonna hear for yourself how this policeman, Constable Shane Francis, how he lost his life over 5 years later, and how he was made to account for his action, in which at the coroner's inquest there was something that developed there that was shocking to even his friends and detractors. Constable Williams had friends on the boat, but some of them, they are afraid to talk. But it's just, that's why I can't tell you, you will have 10 police officers somewhere, but there's 2 or 3 in the group who are decent, ethical and honest police officer. And one police officer, for some reason, listening to the Jamaica Young Police channel after a while, and he said that, I know that I can't talk to this policeman because after listening so many videos. And he said the thing that really struck him was when he found out that Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary Mackenzie, who we were cadets together, when he found out that man knew of another policeman who was a deportee, Christopher Brother J. Ebert, wanted to kill me, and he knew and did not say anything to me. And he said that to hear me on YouTube calling the Assistant Commissioner of Police name, that he knew that he said, no, this is not an ordinary policeman, so I have to call him. And that's how we are here. So it's not every policeman in Jamaica hate the Jamaica Young Police channel, because we're exposing the corruption there. And we wanted to stop because we weren't a part of the cabal. We spent close to 20 years as a detective constable, yes. Not that, it's not that we weren't hard-working police officer, because we have left our mark in Jamaica. The bicycle that all the police officers are riding in Jamaica, it's the brainchild of me and Bobby Williams, yes, that's Silford Williams, and he should have received national award. I don't want nothing from Jamaica. I got all my awards right here where I'm at, from the United States government, and I don't want nothing from Jamaica. I have done what I could and left it there. You understand? Because that bicycle that we used to ride, we never used to get any allowance to ride it. No, police officers getting it and stuff like that. We rode it in the entire St. Andrew South Police area. You understand? And we didn't get any promotion, and that didn't beat us, and we still work. People that we even work with get promotion, and they were junior. People said not to work with Ruben Gunter because he's a younger police. And I said no, the force side fit to promote him, so you work with him, and we'll work with Ruben Gunter for years. He is my junior man, and I'm his senior in terms of service, but he was my senior in terms of rank. And I supported him, and I showed him maximum respect. A lot of people could not believe that I worked with him, and we had a cordial and just a good relationship. Because I was raised that way by my parents. Yes. A lot of them were surprised because they wanted the riff and the bad blood to come in, but that's not me. I wasn't raised that way. So I wanted to continue to listen, and I hope you have learned something. Because the culture, what we want at the Jamaica Young Police is to change the culture. The culture is not going to change from the bottom, it has to change from the top. And it's both leaders, Mark Golden and Andrew Wellness. But we know that Mark Golden is sort of criminals. But we going, because you have to, they say anytime there's a problem, you have to go to the head of the stream. So that's what we will be doing. We're not going to let them get away to continue this criminal paradise. You understand? Even though we are gone, we just hope that there's somebody there to take up the mantle wherever they are in the world and continue the journey.
of police for St. Ann, Clifford Aaron, addressed the protesters to no avail. I also spoke to the father and grandfather of the deceased. We had an amicable meeting, Aaron later told the Gleaner. They seem to understand what is happening. I have told them that the BSI is on the ground doing its investigation, and I am only asking for their cooperation so that the investigation can be completed. The incident occurred exactly 1 month after another controversial shooting involving police from Ocheria, St. Ann. That shooting in Buckfield was caught on camera by a resident and aired on television Jamaica, resulting in widespread condemnation of the killing despite support from residents of the community who described the deceased as terrorists. So fast forward 5 years later, Constable Shane Francis, the man who killed Constable Sheldon Sylvan Williams, the same man who killed him, So you understand, that's how life is, would met his demise at the hands of the gun. And this time it was a licensed firearm holder and a son of an inspector of police. After Constable Francis' dress code was more of a rude boy, bad man than a police officer, with his earring in his ears was what helps lead to his demise. If he were dressed appropriately and behaving like a detective constable, he would be alive. He was always in altercation with male patrons at parties all over the area to a police station. So this policeman, him dressed like a bad man. Hey, look here, I don't understand how a policeman having an ears ring and saying a police or if a man I work undercover, that different. But man, you couldn't get me bore my ears and me I plait up my ear. Me and a girl, a woman do them something and them thing there, you understand? But that's how black men get desensitized. Man, I said, boy, African culture. Yes, I am African, but I am not living in Africa. I am in the West. So I want to maintain my masculinity. You understand? I'm not gonna try to be a girl. You understand? So they said that Constable Shane Francis in April 18, them say, him linked to other party shootings. So this is a man who love go party and fire up shot and shoot people. Francis. Shane Francis, that I man at the top there. So the licensed firearm holder who turned himself into the police after he allegedly shot and killed a detective constable doing an altercation in Ocheria, St. Ann on Sunday remained in custody last night. The slain constable has been identified as 30-year-old Shane Francis, who was attached to St. Ann Bay Divisional Intelligence Unit. Up to late yesterday, according to Assistant Commissioner of Police Elan Powell, head of the Criminal Investigation Branch of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the licensed firearm holder had not been charged with any criminal offence. Police investigation report that Francis and the licensed firearm holder were leaving a party in Ocheria when an altercation developed between them. Investigation claimed that Francis pulled his licensed firearm and approached the man before he was shot in the chest and hip. He was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. So they said the third incident, the shooting marked the third time police investigators have linked Shane Francis to gunplay related to an entertainment event. One investigator revealed yesterday that a coroner's jury is now hearing evidence about his alleged involvement in the shooting death of a colleague, Constable Sheldon Williams, who had been taken into custody for engaging in a gun salute at a dance they both attended in Ocheria in 2010. The police reported that at the time, while he was being processed, Williams, more popularly known as Sylvan, or affectionately known as Sylvan, grabbed his firearm and fled the police station. A police team reportedly gave chase before Williams was killed during an exchange of gunfire. Nearly a year later, according to investigators, Francis was implicated in a shooting a male patron at a dance in St. Mary. Boy, what a man for shoot people at dance. I've never involved in any confrontation that results in people get injured at any function. All them do it. Them don't know if they calm down things and have a conversation with people without resorting. We know Jamaican people violent, you understand, and man, just crazy. So The juror at the coroner's inquest, the coroner's court, have found that Detective Constable Shane Francis was criminally responsible for the death of Constable Sheldon Sylvan Williams, who was shot and killed 6 years earlier. The juror handed down the verdict at a coroner's inquest about the controversial death of the young constable in Ocheria, St. Anne, on Sunday, August 29, 2010. However, Detective Constable Shane Francis cannot be held criminally responsible as he was shot and killed on Sunday, April 18 at White River, St. Anne, at a party. The father of Constable Sheldon Williams, Devon Williams, is now seeking compensation 6 years after the death of his son. 2 other cops were not responsible. In a letter sent to Mr. Williams from the office of the Special Coroners of Jamaica, it stated, the jurors, having considered the evidence, handed down the verdict on July 5, 2016. The jurors found that Detective Constable Shane Francis is criminally responsible for the death of Sheldon Williams, and Constable Daswell Roberts and Constable Ricardo Ellis were not criminally responsible for Sheldon Williams' death. The coroner's court conducted inquest into sudden and suspicious death. The 24-year-old Constable Sheldon Williams from Barclaytown near Gale St. Mary was shot and killed on Sunday, August 29, 2010 in Ocheria, St. Anne. It is alleged that Williams had earlier been reprimanded by one of his colleagues during a boat excursion after he discharged his weapon in a gun salute along with other officers. Police reports indicated that while he was being processed, Williams, also known as Sylvan, grabbed his firearm and fled the station. A police team reportedly gave chase before Williams was killed in an exchange of gunfire. Williams and 2 other cops were said to be the shooters involved. Then if the other, so one to the other 2 police, then they say 2 shooters. So why only the dead man themselves responsible for his death? So, however, the coroner's inquest presided over by the Island Special Coroner William Campbell found that Detective Constable Shane Francis was criminally responsible for Williams' death. At the funeral of Detective Constable Shane Francis was held at St. John's Anglican Church in Ocheria, St. Anne on Thursday, May 26. Deputy Superintendent of Police Howard Simmons, who read the eulogy, had said that Francis had been exonerated from any blame by the several investigating bodies, including the Independent Commission of Investigation. In any matter where he was under investigation, it is wrong for anyone to continue to assassinate his character because he had been exonerated of any blame, explained DSP Simmons. Then, with the inquest finding Francis criminally responsible on July 5th, Francis would not have been cleared as he is still at a matter before the courts. This ruling means that criminal charges could have been laid against Francis with the death of Williams in 2010. In an interview, Devon Williams, the father of Sheldon Williams, explained that he now feels much better about the verdict and is glad that it is over. It can't bring back my son, but the family feels much better, Mr. Williams explained. Mr. Williams said he would seek compensation for his son's death. He remembered his son as a friendly person who was very kind to everyone. He was well loved throughout St. Mary. Mr. Williams said Constable Sheldon Williams was in the police force for nearly 4 years and was stationed at Armory and Store in Kingston. That's Kingston. Mr. Williams is happy that his son has been cleared of any wrongdoing that arose from the incident at the trial. Constable Francis had suggested that his son had shot at him several times before Francis shot him in self-defense. While noted that the inquest was lengthy and lasted for some years, Mr. Williams expressed his gratitude to several friends and family members who were there throughout the journey with his family and offered their support as he took the part to gain justice in the death of his son. So what Mr. Williams is saying is that the killer knew his son, and the killer is the one who came to their home and lured his son to go to this party, and then he was the one who killed him, unbeknownst to his son that this man was going to be the killer. His killer, the person who's going to take away his life, snuff his life from his body, and it's so unfortunate. So that's why you have to be careful who you trust. Be careful who you trust. You understand? So coming up, we will continue the journey about this case with Sergeant Russell Robinson, the gun dealer who sold many guns to gunmen. We're still waiting on the email and the response from the Commissioner's office about how many guns from the audits. We have sent them before and they haven't responded. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we're not gonna say we have a copy of the report. We have a copy of how many guns that this man had sold to the criminal underworld in Jamaica, and we'll let you, our loyal viewers and subscribers, know about it. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.